What's up? Man, it's Friday. So Tuesday was the day that we are going to go back and look at, and it is the day that we're going to go back and look at right now because we didn't do it. Guys, I figured out how to hide everything so you can actually see what's going on. And even without any indicators, blah, 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 you can tell we're in a pretty nice uptrend here. And if this were to turn back into a downtrend, yada, 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 we wouldn't break higher than this. But actually, even though this is Tuesday, I actually don't know if we went higher than this. I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? But let's draw this in just in case, because that's a nice big. Whoop. Now you can see everything. That's a nice big situation. What's the 1 hour? Yeah, guys, it's Friday. I hope you're having a great Friday. I had two. I'll show after we actually run through this. I'll show you what I did today because I had two W's today and felt pretty good about those ones. One was right at the end of the day, so actually, if I was in a prop firm, I might have got stopped out just because of time. I will have to see, but and I will say I do know what happened today. So this is in. I'm just gonna try to get some scalps in and see what it actually looks like. But yeah. Also, just had a killer game of Deadlock. Worst game of all time. But my buddies play it, so I have to play it. Okay, he's going way too fast.
I'm just excited to show you the wins that I had today.
But I don't. Yeah, let's just see what happens on. Let's just see what happened on Tuesday. So we're bouncing out of that zone. That's a beautiful. I mean, I'm trying to see if you could take that. I don't think so, honestly. Because like that's a big red candle, so we don't recover all that in the next green signal candle. We had some breaks higher, but it kind of ran into a level right here, and yeah, that's a tough. I don't think you can. I don't see any entry for that, unless you want to get a little risky, but. Did I just miss one? I might have missed that. Then you get this breakout, boing. Okay, so yeah, that's a good one to take. I just completely missed that, and I think let's just see how it plays out. I won't put it on my right to the high right there. So because we're bouncing out of the POC and the midline and this, and we just had a huge impulse upwards, breaking all this shit. Maybe we're going to fill this gap. There's not a lot of volume up here, though, but maybe we'll go like, I mean, that's right at the edge. I might choke that up a little bit because that's where that high went to. Let's just see if that one works. It does. So yeah, that's a good one. I didn't take that, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave that position off, but I'm going to leave that arrow there because that was a good one. I feel pretty good. I feel pretty confident. I know I keep saying that, but I have been getting some wins, but like, wins aren't always confidence. You can be getting shitty wins. You can be. This happened yesterday, or this happened on the day we looked at yesterday, where the POC and the VWAP converged. I'm trying to remember what happened. I think it ended up going up. It looked exactly like this. Not that it's going to do that every time, but everything else about this is pretty bullish. Let's just see what happens. But yeah, I feel like I had like good wins today. You know when you have like solid wins. Depending how you draw this zone out, you could take that. But I don't know if that's going to work. It's a lot of risk relative to where you're trying to get it to go. Yeah, you're trying to get it to go like way up here. So that's a little sketchy. Yeah, now it's breaking down on you. Didn't work. You can be loosey-goosey with these zones, but not too loosey-goosey. You'll get a feel for when it's time to be goosey and loosey about it. I still try to be strict and like, because I don't have like the perfect feel for when to be goosey and when to be loosey. You know what I mean? So I'm recognizing, yeah, I keep yapping, bro. I keep going into yap mode. I'm sorry about that. Just trying to fill dead space here. There you go. Sells off. So, and I know what happened here. I saw the full day. I don't know when it happens, but I think it sells off and then has a huge bounce and then keeps going up. And it might be happening like off of this situation. You did get a pre-market bounce that was pretty nice right there. That was clearly a reversal. This might be the reversal point again. Let's also draw out this. I started doing it yellow because it was hard to see the purple against the black. I look at it white during the day. I look at a white background because, I'm white. Just kidding. Because, but you guys might be watching this at night, so. And by you guys, I mean me. Yeah, happy Friday, though. Feeling good. Feel good, but don't feel hubristic, which isn't a word. What's so the word hubris is a word, but it's like there's no word for it. So I think we should use my word hubristic. I think it's a pretty good word, especially for trading. Don't get like too hubristic about your stuff, Feel good, feel confident, but don't get excited. I think that's the mantra. Kind of sounds like someone who listens to Andrew Huberman a lot, like hubristic. Damn, how come that's not a word, bro? Ooh, you see it bounce right up to that bitch? We could come down from here. Like, this one right here could be the one that you take a short on right there. I don't like that though, because I would rather the reaction be like it's a really good wick, but I'd rather either the next one be red or this one be red. And you have to, by our rules, you would have to take this entire thing as risk, which means you expect it to go down to here. And if this is a recovering kind of uptrend, like, yeah, maybe it'll tap into that zone, but we can't expect that. It might bounce off of the POC, blah, 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 blah. You'll kind of see that. One of the trades I took today was counter trend, but I had a feeling it was going to make this little pullback. I think because it had just started reversing and then continue up, and that's what it did. And so if I had held on for any more, or if the 1-to-1 had required me to hold on for more, I wouldn't have taken it because I was just like, okay, I know what the overall trend is. I'm not going to expect anything more than this little situation. You can kind of read it in the structure, in the volume profile, in the zones that are being drawn. So, did I tell you I lost my phone? Yeah, I did. Never going back to Chicago. Okay. This is looking good to go up, but I feel like you see this a lot. Like, this is really good structure. And I get wary about one little high right there that is lower and doesn't get broken right away. But I think you still see stuff like this go straight up. Would just go up. But I'm not going to take it. I'm not going to take it. Because I drew that other one out that I liked, and well, that's not why I'm not taking it. I'm not taking it because I just want it to look better. I think it could definitely work though. Then you get to a point where you're like, if it could work, why aren't you taking it? That's why, because it just didn't work. That would have crushed you. I don't know. What do we think, boys? Should we go? I feel like I'm tapped in. Should we go with the flow? Should we try to take another one? Should we try to take another prop firm next week? I don't know. I feel like my life is kind of busy right now, and I like. But maybe that's the point. I keep talking about how like when this is my side gig, I do better because I'm not so emotionally invested in everything. That's looking good to go down. Hang on a second though. You're bouncing off the POC. I think that's pretty bearish. It's tough because I do have a bias because I know that the day ends long. But if I was in here, actually, no, I wouldn't take this, even if I didn't know that, because of this. We talk about this a lot. The price action that goes into this. It's just too many higher. It's just too many higher lows. You would have already been stopped out. Not quite. No, you would have. If you took it on this candle. I mean. Now we're looking good. I had a few zones. This just happens, and like, I feel like this is another emotional phenomenon that you just have to kind of get used to. Because otherwise it could lead you to like FOMOing and over trading. You'll see zones that are so good that like you want to trade so bad. You're like, this setup is the perfect setup. But it's not the perfect setup until it actually sets up. Do you know what I mean? Like until it actually comes to your zone, you can't play it. You just have to draw. That's why I'm drawing everything out. That's one of the reasons. You just can't play it, bro. Look at that crazy fucking. For me, there was no entry here. So that kind of sucks. But if you're in there, congrats, brother. Yeah, there's a couple times I just saw like I'm like, man, if it comes to this zone with the structure that it has right now, I'm putting it all on black. But guess what? It just didn't come to the zone. So I didn't. But if that happens too many times and you get cerebral about it and you're like, it's just not coming to my zone. It's not coming to my zone. Like I'm seeing the good setups, but I can't take them. If you keep going down that rabbit hole, you might end up in like just taking a not good setup because you're itching to get it. So think about your mind, your head, about where your head's at while you're watching this price action. Think about where your head's at while you're watching missed opportunities. The missed opportunities really have to go by like I don't meditate, not nearly as much as I should. But if you do meditate, think about it like that. And I think meditating makes you better at trading. But think about it like that. Meditation is just like seeing thoughts and letting them go by and flutter away in the wind. That's what trading is. It's seeing opportunities, whether they were good or not, and just letting them go. Because you'll just get attached to it. It's 4:00. All right, so I saw one good thing today, right? Probably could have taken one or two more, but that was the one that I liked. So, I would have been a little sketched out, I think. I would have been a little sketched out, but this looks pretty good. This is like a nice kind of uptrend, right? Yeah. The only reason I would be sketched out there is because it was like the very beginning of the day. Okay. This is Friday. Yeah. All right. So where did I take the trade here? 1043. And look, yeah, see how counter trend that was, but I did take it off of a lower high right here. Oh, and it was just enough. I'm trying to train myself to not hate when I do that. Like take a trade that's just enough. Because like at the end of the day, that's just how much it was going to go down. But that's a little risky because when it's that close, it could have taken off from. That's just a counter trend trade, but there was a lower low right here. This high was lower than this high. Why else did I take that? There's a lot of volume trade right here. I think that's what happened afterwards, though. Let's look at this. Oh, wow. It's right at the point of control, actually. And it goes down to value area low. So that's, there's not, even though that perfectly turned out to be like 1-to-1, there's not really, sometimes it's not a randomness. I know it's hard to see with this layer, but let's close that for a second. I just want to see what this looked like. So we had just popped out of the value area high. And even taking it to POC would have been too much. I was kind of thinking it would go down there, but with the uptrend that was just happening, yeah, it was this structure is what convinced me. This lower high, breaking these lows. You come back up, you make a little bit of a thing. It would have been nicer if it came up even more sharply, probably. But this is a real nice candle. There's consolidation here, popping out of that value area high. But yeah, you can kind of see that we're overall on an uptrend right now. So that's why that's risky. I'm okay with that one. Now trying to catch the highs up here. I actually don't know why I put these. I think because you had gone a long ways up. Let's get the profile in here.
Yeah.
For this time period. You had gone already a long way up. You're way above here. There's a gap right above you. And you make this, finally break through this low, higher low, and take that. So you could take that one right here. You know, you get the idea. This one, I wouldn't take it all, but same deal. It's just like breaking lows. It just pokes up through this high and then comes back down. But I think that's just a little too much. That's a big old candle. Why? I don't know. Where are you trying to get down to? Right there. But yeah, if you took either one of those, you'd be golden. And then the last one I had today was right here. Another short, taking a lot of shorts today. It's interesting. But yeah, you came all the way back down. I was starting to think it would recover and start going long again, but it's kind of consolidating, and then this lower high, you broke this low, you broke the low it made, and then this is like it came up just enough to pop that one. And actually, this was the candle you want to take right here, but I saw it late, so that's just where I entered. But this is the candle you want to take it on. But that actually worked out real nice. See, this is what I wish would have happened on the other one, because it literally is just a straight liquidity grab to get all that shit. There's no stopping along the way, you know. Yeah. So I think that's it. And you couldn't have taken that one all the way down, but you could have if you targeted the low. I don't know. I thought it might bounce there too. Just do a 1-to-1. Read your shit. And be good. Enjoy your weekend.